alternatives to animal testing. PETA2.com states millions of animals, including dogs and cats, just like the ones we share our homes with, are tormented in U.S. laboratories annually for cruel experiments. It is important for us to know that there are better alternatives to animal testing because we use products every day. I have done research on this topic before, so therefore I am credible to speak about this. The alternatives to animal testing are better because they are more relevant to us, and they're better. I will talk about the products that have failed after they have been tested on animals. Then why the products have failed, and lastly about the alternatives that there are. To begin, let's look at some products that have failed. An independent science news which was retrieved on May 16, 2014, Dr. Dutt and Latham say, according to Christian Sullivan, Director of Regulatory Testing Issues at the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, it is not usual. About 90% of all pharmaceuticals tested for safety in animals fail to reach the market or are quickly pulled from the market. 90% is a huge number, and that means that animal experiments have not been successful. Maybe even some of the products could have harmed someone's health really bad. In the book, Making a Killing, The Political Economy of Animal Rights, on 2007, Torah said, the most prominent of these was the disaster with thalidomide, which proved safe in most animal studies, yet which caused birth defects in humans. Thalidomide was created to help pregnant women with morning sickness, and sadly, it harmed the babies, causing them to be born with birth defects. That's really sad because the pill was supposed to help the pregnant women to not feel morning sickness and then make things worse for them, affecting their babies' lives and causing them to have birth defects, and that will affect them for the rest of their lives. I have just discussed the failure of animal testing. Now I will state the reason why animal testing is failing. We humans are different from animals. According to NIEMS.org, retrieved on 2014, species differences in anatomy, organ structure and function, toxin metabolism, chemical and drug absorption, and mechanisms of DNA repair, among myriad and other differences between humans and other species, can give us inadequate or erroneous information when we attempt to apply animal data to human disease and drug responses. So, our organs are much different from the animals, and that can cause errors when testing drugs. Collada and New York Times in 2004 interviewed Dr. Skatsberg, who was testing a drug on animals that will help humans with depression. She stated, the problem some researchers say is that while the animal tests work fine for identifying promising new drugs, they do not mimic anything like human depression. For one thing, animals respond to the drugs within an hour, while depressed patients need weeks before feeling their effects. Another difference is that antidepressants affect different parts of the brain in animals and humans. So animals react so different from humans after testing a product in them. Our organs are much different from the animals, so relying on animals to test products is a bad idea because the products will not give the same results when using in animals and humans. Now let's explore the alternatives to animal testing. Since there have been products that have failed in humans after they have been tested on animals, there are alternatives to solve that problem. According to NIEMS.org, retrieved in 2014, but today scientists have developed and validated alternative methods shown to lead to safer and more effective products and drugs for humans than animal testing. So there are alternatives that have been proved to be safer when it comes to testing products, so animal testing is not really necessary anymore. Things have changed and there is better technology and research that has been done, and that is changing the method of testing products. A New York Times Feather on 2007 said human skins, eyes, the lining of the throat, snippets of these and other tissues are routinely grown in test tubes from donated human cells. So animals are now being replaced with human cells in some places, and by using human cells, scientists will get better results when testing a product because the results will be more relevant to us rather than using animal cells or organs. I have just discussed about why the alternatives are better than animal testing, and now I will move on to my conclusion. So there are alternatives to animal testing that are safer and better when it comes to testing human products. I have talked about products that have